the urgent need to curb the incessant cases of collapse of buildings, bridges, and other structural failures in Nigeria. The Senate may wish to note that Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, provides that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Also note that iron rods, cement, and steel bars, also known as reinforcements, are very critical and important components used in the construction of buildings, bridges, roads, and other structural engineering works. Aware that in the past 15 months, there has been an astronomical increase across board in the prices of these materials per ton, ranging from 45,000 in the early 2000s to its current price of 530,000 per ton. Also aware that this has led to structural failures in construction, and the challenges of affordability has led some developers to resort to cutting costs by purchasing substandard materials, which is resulting in the high speed of building collapse and other poor job execution in the country, a situation that has now assumed a worrisome dimension in as many lives and properties, which investments are wasted. Worried by the report by the Building Collapse Prevention Guide, an umbrella body of all construction professionals in the country, as well as the Nigerian Society of Engineers, that there are thousands of buildings across the country waiting to collapse due to the usage of inferior materials in the construction, which can be attributed to the rising cost of reinforcement materials, construction sector's inadequate personnel, and lack of targeted intervention by government. Informed that the revamping and operationability of the Jakarta Steel Company Limited, the Nigerian Iron Ore Company Itape, the Delta Steel Company, among others, should be one of our utmost national priority, as getting them operational will meet the local demand of steel consumption. Conscious of an urgent need to address the myriad of challenges in the steel sector, as a total overhaul will make the product more affordable and will in turn address the menace of building collapse, structural defects, and substandard construction prevalent in the country, to avert losses both in human lives and properties occasioned by the avoidable malaise. And also conscious that it is the responsibility of government at all levels to protect lives and properties and respond to myriad of planning and environmental challenges facing the citizen by ensuring that the issue of building collapse is controlled and eventually eliminated. Accordingly, sir, resolve to, 1, urge the federal government to explore modalities of liaising with stakeholders in the construction industry to address factors necessitating affordability and quality challenges of reinforcement materials. Also urge the Standard Organization of Nigeria and other regulatory bodies to sanitize the building and construction material sector to get rid of substandard goods in the market, as the rainy season is upon us. Further urge the Nigerian Institute of Building and Nigerian Institute of Engineers to ensure proper supervision of workmen and to further carry out sensitization campaign to enlighten the public on the need to use quality materials and professionals in the construction of buildings. Equally, urge the Council for the Regulation of Engineers in Nigeria, current, the Architect Registration Council of Nigeria, and other professional bodies to investigate, publish periodic reports, and penalize their members involved in case of building collapse. Call on the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to liaise with the Building Collapse Prevention Guild to carry out assessment of buildings prone to collapse by way of integrity test of suspected structures in order to alert residents and avert the impending loss of lives and properties. Also call on the federal government, as a matter of national concern, the Jakarta Steel Company Limited should be made functional while encouraging investment in the steel sector, as savings from the oil subsidy removal can be productively reinvested in this direction, and mandate the Committee of Works and Housing, Solid Minerals, and Habitat, when constituted, to ensure implementation and report within 6 weeks for further legislative action. Call on the federal government to address the general insecurity. Mr. President, my dear colleagues, I want to ably move this motion for your consideration and proper necessary legislative action.
I want to also suggest that there are a whole lot of issues that surround collapse of buildings. Some of them have been mentioned here. But I want to also say that there are fundamental issues that has to do with the personnel that are controlling the industry, the engineers, the workers, the artisans, that has to do with their training, their know-how, and of course the issue of materials have been mentioned, substandard materials, etc., etc. Mr. President, there are certain things that don't happen often in civilized world because some of these things are taken very seriously and criminalized. I therefore want to add, amongst other things, that people who are found guilty when this situation occurs should be criminalized. In certain parts of the world, if you are a medical doctor and somebody loses your life, it's not important for you to just write some medical jargons and nobody bothers about it. People investigate, and if you are careless, you can lose your license. I think a lot of that has to happen in the building industry, that some of this carelessness needs to be criminalized.
The authorities also need to look at the way they operate. Their operational procedures, I think, I can say, has a lot of defaults because so many projects have been executed without proper environmental impact assessments done. If you look at Abuja today, just last week or so, there was flood in one of these developed areas called Trademore Estate. If we happen to get this kind of stuff in Abuja, that means other areas in Nigeria will not be an exemption.